I want you to imagine for me all the things that you don't like about flying. Not getting stuck in traffic or TSA wait times or ticket prices. I mean about the plane itself. Maybe turbulence, or perhaps the noise, the fact that the plane doesn't fall out of the sky unlike some other Boeing planes I could mention. What if I told you that half of all the things you hate about flying an airplane could be eliminated by the Boeing 787? Before we talk about why the 787 is great, we need to talk about what made it great to begin with. We must go back to the 1990s. Boeing is sitting pretty comfortably, raking in billions with successful aircraft like the 747, 737, and 757. But sales are slowing down, specifically for the 747 and 767, which could be bad, even causing a decrease in net income. So Boeing engineers proposed some new aircraft, including the Sonic Cruiser, a radical airliner proposal that would travel the speed of sound. These plans fell through because of, but Boeing did do some research into the project. They started work on a new airliner called the 787, because they hadn't named it yet, in 2003, using some of the tech that they had learned from the Sonic Cruiser. The plane was announced later that year, and airlines took interest, with Japanese airline All Nippon Airways ordering 50. Boeing contracted several worldwide companies to make many parts of the plane, including Mitsubishi and Subaru, who made the horizontal stabilizers, some Italian and Korean engineers who made the ingenious fuselage, which we'll get into later. Kawasaki and Boeing made the passenger doors, Swedish Saab designed the cockpit operating system, and Bugatti made the electrical systems. How do you transport all of this stuff? Sure, you could use ships for water and trains with trucks for land, but that is slow and expensive, and this project already has a limited budget, with John McDonnell, a high-level Boeing engineer, saying that the 787 should have a budget of less than 40% of that of the 777 or 777. Meaning that this project has a budget of $2 billion, thanks ChatGPT, to cut costs. To cut costs, Boeing took 4 747s and modified them to create the Boeing Dreamlifter, capable of carrying— Jesus Christ, what is that? It looks like a 747 snuck into the plane rental and ate all the Cessna 172s. Where were we? All of the parts were in place, and in July 2007, Boeing began to assemble the first 787. And the plane was officially unveiled to the public on July 8th of the same year. But several problems still racked the aircraft, including a buggy software, poor quality fasteners, and an engineer strike. So the full release of the aircraft was delayed 5 times until finally on December 15th, 2009, the brand new Boeing 787 flew for the first time. The plane still needed to have some tests and flights before official release, which was projected to begin in 2011. But until then, the plane needs testing. But airplanes flying around to make sure that they don't explode is kind of boring. So let's travel ahead to 2011, where 3-year-old me is presumably getting dragged out of the mall, kicking and screaming by my mother because I was a horrendous child. Meanwhile, in Hong Kong, the first commercial 787 flight comes in from Tokyo under All Nippon Airways. Now time for what makes the 787 so great. One thing is carbon-reinforced plastic, or CRP, a composite material made of carbon fiber and flexible plastic, which Boeing used to their advantage by creating a mold of the aircraft's fuselage, then sculpting CRP around it and using a robot arm that binds it all together with a very strong metal tape, before putting it into a sort of kiln to bake the resin into a more solid shape, allowing for the 787 to have a very strong fuselage, as well as a more streamlined and curved appearance, which is good because it makes the plane really aerodynamic. Another thing that only adds to the already aerodynamic plane is this new fuselage makes the plane very light and very fast. Most planes are held together by sheet metal and rivets. Because of this revolutionary new fuselage, air moves more smoothly over the outside of the plane, making it even more aerodynamic. CRP also allows engineers to create smoother shapes with less work due to its flexibility, making the plane even more aerodynamic, and it takes less time to produce. I would tell you more about the ingenious ways the 787 was created, but Boeing's website just has pictures meant to fool you into thinking they were articles. Might remove this part in the future because I kind of want to work for Boeing in the future. It says here on your resume that you made a YouTube video making fun of our website when you were a teenager. There are many qualities that make the 787 the perfect airliner, with many advantages over its main rival, the Airbus A350. And this video just scratches the surface. If you would like to learn more, as always, I have linked my sources in the description below, so that you can do further research if you would like. Thank you for watching, and this has been Playhouse Films.